You're in Rome and you want to find a nice place to have dinner, but there's so many choices and you feel overwhelmed. How do you choose where to go?
We've been to Rome many times, and we want to share 6 Roman restaurants that we like and that locals also enjoy.
While tourists are certainly welcome, these are not tourist traps. The food is authentically Roman, the atmosphere is warm and welcoming, and the prices are very good given the quality of the food that you get.
Andiamo! When we say where locals eat, we don't mean you'll necessarily be the only tourist in the room. A good restaurant in a convenient location is bound to be found by visitors, and that's not automatically a bad thing.
These are places that feel real. Roman dishes, regular customers, not places that are trying to churn out as many meals as possible. And as we go through the restaurants, we'll give you a sense of the price levels so you can make choices that fit your budget. Our first restaurant is La Gattabuie in Trastevere. It's a perfect choice if you want a classic Roman meal in a setting that feels memorable. La Gattabuie is slang that means the jail or the lockup. And in fact, in the past, this was a papal prison, but it's been a restaurant for a number of years. The current one opened in about 2000.
The dining room has stone walls, brick arches, and vaulted ceilings, so it really has that old-timey atmosphere that people are looking for when they come to Rome.
If you're new to Roman food, one of our biggest pieces of advice is order the dishes that are really connected to Rome, not the dishes that you think of as Italian from back home.
A lot of visitors arrive with a mental list of foods they think of as Italian. Spaghetti with meatballs, fettuccine alfredo, chicken parmesan. Some come from other regions, and some are not even authentic Italian, and they are not what Rome does best.
So if you see a huge menu offering every famous Italian dish from every part of Italy, you may want to rethink your choice of restaurants. A place focused on the Roman classics is usually a better sign. Rome's 4 famous pastas are built from just a few ingredients, but each one is different.
Carbonara combines egg, pecorino romano, black pepper, and guanciale. No cream. Amatriciana adds tomato and often a little chili to guanciale and pecorino. Gricia uses guanciale, pecorino, black pepper, and pasta water. And cacio e pepe sounds simplest, but turning pecorino, pepper, and pasta water into a smooth sauce takes real skill. I had bucatini alla matriciana to start, while Ed had tonerelli with cacio e pepe. Both were terrific.
Then for our main course, we split Nonna Lily's meatballs.
And since I'm a nut about anything pistachio, we had to order the pistachio tiramisu. La Gattabuie is not the cheapest restaurant in town, but it's also not fine dining. We'd call it kind of moderate to upper moderate. So what we would suggest is come here, enjoy a classic pasta dish, maybe a second, and tiramisu, and really soak up the atmosphere.
We spent a total of €71 for 2 pastas, 1 main that we split, 2 glasses of wine, a pistachio tiramisu for dessert. It was wonderful.
Next up is Osteria La Gensola, which is also in Trastevere, but it's in a quieter part of the neighborhood.
That's a good reminder that not all of Trastevere is crowded, nightlife scenes. There are some quiet corners, and La Gensola is a perfect example of a place where you can sit and relax and have a nice meal.
La Gensola is especially known for seafood. Visitors often associate Rome with carbonara, artichokes, lamb, and oxtail. But Rome is also close to the sea and has a strong seafood tradition.
Depending on the day, you may find seafood pastas, raw or cooked appetizers, fried seafood, whole fish, and dishes with a Sicilian or Southern Italian influence. This is the restaurant on our list where we'd go with seafood instead of automatically ordering another Roman pasta.
This is a good choice if you want something local but maybe a little bit more polished, or if you've had several days of eating typical Roman pastas and you're ready for a different kind of meal.
It will cost more than the other places we've talked about because seafood is more expensive, but we would call it upper moderate, certainly not luxury.
One thing you'll notice when you look at the menu is there's a nice selection of different types of seafood all prepared in a really interesting way. This is the place to settle in for a nice leisurely dinner instead of a quick bowl of pasta.
This time we split a pasta and each got a secondo. The ravioli di spigola, or ravioli stuffed with sea bass, was homemade and delicious.
As if that wasn't enough sea bass, I ended up having grilled sea bass with artichokes for my secondo, which I really enjoyed.
I went for a swordfish scallopine with mint, lemon, and spinach.
We were full, but managed to polish off an apple tart with gelato for dessert.
We spent a total of €100 for one pasta, 2 mains, 2 glasses of wine, and 1 dessert. This might be a good time to talk about how Italian restaurants deal with dietary restrictions. You'll find vegetarian or gluten-free options almost everywhere, though it's a little more difficult if you're vegan.
Also, by law, restaurants are required to provide information about each allergen ingredient. Now, generally, they're shown on the menu with a little code for each allergen. But if they're not, for example, if it's a handwritten menu or a menu on a chalkboard, all you have to do is ask your server.
Tonight we had dinner at the Trattoria da Bruno in a quieter, more residential part of Trastevere.
This is very different from the crowded part of Trastevere. You are well away from the nightlife streets, and so this restaurant feels much more like a neighborhood trattoria.
La Tavernaccia has been family run since 1968. It was founded by Bruno Persiani, who is from Umbria, and the current menu reflects his roots. It's a mix of traditional Umbrian dishes and those from Rome as well.
The dining room is warm and rustic, but one of the most important features is the wood-burning oven. It is used for much more than pizza. Some of the restaurant's best-known dishes, including its lasagna, eggplant parmigiana, suckling pig, and other roasted meats, are cooked in the oven.
You will also find the Roman classics, carbonara, amatriciana, gricia, cacio e pepe, along with traditional dishes such as oxtail, tripe, depending on the menu, pasta with wild boar, and other seasonal specialties.
The wood-fired lasagna is one of the dishes La Tavernaccia is especially known for. This is also a restaurant where it makes sense to look beyond pasta. The slow-roasted meats are a big part of what makes the restaurant distinctive.
We split linguine with clams as a starter, and then Anne had rabbit with rosemary, while I had suckling pig with roast potatoes.
And we finished with a yummy crema charlotte for dessert.
We'd call the prices at La Tavernaccia moderate. The portions are large and the quality is good, so it's certainly not the cheapest trattoria around, but it certainly delivers great value.
Our advice here would be to order at least one dish from the wood-burning oven. Now, the lasagna is a signature dish, but is only served on Sundays. So if you're not here on Sunday, go for the suckling pig or another slow-roasted meat dish. That may be the dish that makes the trip out here completely worthwhile.
We spent a total of €69 for one pasta, 2 mains, a carafe of wine, and a split dessert.
Hey, if you're planning a trip to Italy and feeling a little overwhelmed, you might want to check out our Italy planning guide.
It's packed with information about where to go, what to do, and all the details you need to make sure you can have a wonderful trip.
Just scan the QR code on the screen or use the link in the description box below. Today we're headed to Ostiense, one of our favorite places to recommend when people want to eat outside of Rome's very tourist-heavy neighborhoods. Osteria Fratelli Mori has a very lively contemporary atmosphere, but the cooking is still very Roman. It's a good choice when you want the classic flavors, but you kind of don't want the old-fashioned trattoria decor.
The menu includes the classic 4 Roman pastas, along with fried starters, meat dishes, seasonal specialties, and a few preparations you might call modern or playful.
So I'm having rigatoni alla genovese di coda. Coda means oxtail, and it is really, really good. I had wanted to order the ravioli stuffed, or the ravioli with eggplant in it, and they had run out, and I was very disappointed, but this is excellent.
It's really good. It's not nearly as heavy as sometimes the carbonara can be. And having it on rigatoni is a little interesting to me. I've seen it in this way other places in Rome, but usually I think of carbonara as going to spaghetti. I guess I was misinformed.
For dessert, our server recommended a top 3 trio with tiramisu, yogurt mousse, and ricotta ambrogio.
Because of the flavors, the waiter suggested that we start with this at the yogurt dessert at this end, go to this one, and then finish with the tiramisu because of the chocolate. That it would be better than starting with the chocolate and having it overwhelm the others.
The second dessert on our hit parade is ricotta ambrogio. Let's see, I'm not sure what's in that, well, other than ricotta. I'm not sure what all these crumbly things are, but there is a lot of ricotta. Let me see. Very good. This illustrates one of our biggest Rome restaurant tips. Don't spend all your energy searching for the perfect place beside your hotel. Sometimes the best move is to simply go 1 or 2 neighborhoods away.
We spent a total of €93 for 2 pastas, 1 main, 2 glasses of wine, and a spectacular dessert. We're having lunch at Osteria Grappolo d'Oro in Piazza Cancelleria. It's near the Campo di Fiori, and what's good about it is in this area near Campo di Fiore and the Pantheon and Piazza Navone, it's hard to find a restaurant that's not real touristy.
Now, there certainly are good places to eat near the historic center, but there are also a lot of places that survive mainly because of their location, and they have a constant flow of tourists coming in and out, which means they're much more focused on volume than quality. So you have to be kind of careful when you're choosing a restaurant in this area.
But this is one. The restaurant is more polished than a basic trattoria, and its cuisine is rooted in Rome and in Lazio, which is the region around Rome.
Roman cooking is inseparable from the countryside around it. Pecorino Romano, lamb, vegetables, wine, olive oil, and cured meats all belong to that broader regional food culture.
Grappolo d'Oro often offers a Roman tasting menu or set menu, which lets you sample several dishes in a structured way. That can be helpful for the first-time visitors who find a traditional menu a little intimidating, or if you just can't make up your mind.
I had a pasta dish called cordini di frate, which means monk's cord, and Ed had fusilli with mussels and tomato sauce. And then we split a secondo, lamb with rosemary.
This is not a rustic or a hidden restaurant. It's central, convenient, and well-run. Just what you need after a long day of sightseeing.
Price-wise, we call this restaurant moderate to upper moderate. Now, they have a tasting menu, which costs €36, and it's a pretty good value, and you get a lot for your money. And the only problem is, with the tasting menu, everyone at the table has to order it. Whether there are 2 of you, or 4 of you, or 6 of you, everyone has to get it, and everyone has to pay the €36. So unless everyone wants the tasting menu, well, it doesn't really work. But it is a good value, and you get to try a lot of the different things that the area is famous for. And I guess we would recommend this if you're staying near the historic center and you want a good, reliable restaurant without having to traipse across town. This might be the place for you. We spent a total of €71 for 2 pastas, 1 main, 1 side, and water. Tonight we had dinner at Osteria da Teo in Trastevere. It's on a Piazza dei Ponziani, which is a quieter little piazza not far from the river.
This is the kind of place people hope to find in Trastevere. Lively, traditional, totally Roman, not a tourist trap conveyor belt. It has the classic trattoria feeling, simple, unpolished, but serious about the food.
The menu is also a reminder to look beyond pasta. Now, of course, you can order pasta amatriciana, gricia, carbonara, or cacio e pepe, and they are reliably good. But you should also look at the antipasti for some interesting things, as well as the contorni and the secondi.
In season, you can find artichokes in the 2 classic Roman styles, sautéed with herbs or fried.
You may also see coda alla vaccinara, which is Roman oxtail stew, or tripa alla romana, tripe cooked with tomato, mint, and pecorino. Those dishes are not for everyone, but they are distinctly Roman.
Some other possibilities include lamb, fish, seasonal vegetables, and traditional desserts. This is a good restaurant for anyone willing to try a few things beyond the famous pastas.
So tonight I'm having coda alla vaccinara, which is oxtail stew. And this is a specialty of this restaurant, but also of Rome and perhaps the region. And it's really delicious. So I wouldn't let the fact that it's an oxtail put you off of having it, because you'd be missing out.
My choice tonight's less exotic than Anne's. It's polpette al limone, which is meatballs in a lemon sauce. And it's tasty. The lemon sauce is really good. and it's a dish that I recommend that you try.
We'd call the price level for this restaurant moderate, but of course it depends what you order. We suggest you go hungry, order a mix of items from the menu, and pay attention to the seasonal dishes.
We spent a total of €69 for a starter, one pasta, two mains, a salad, a carafe of wine, and water. These restaurants prove you can still get authentically Roman food, even in the city full of tourists. Here are some tips to identify other restaurants like these. Be careful when someone is standing outside the restaurant aggressively trying to pull you in, or when the menu is enormous, printed in several languages, includes photos of the food, and seems to offer every famous Italian dish from every region.
A better sign is a limited menu with seasonal ingredients such as artichokes, puntarelle, zucchini flowers, and particular seafood dishes.
Try to avoid the restaurant nearest the monument you just visited. Just walk 10 minutes, 5 minutes away down a side street, and you'll find a better restaurant at lower prices.
Reservations are especially important for weekends, Sunday lunch, and pretty much any time during the high season. Now, tourists will find that most kitchens don't open until maybe 7:30 or 8 o'clock in the evening. So if you're looking for an earlier time, like 6:30, you might be restricted only to a pizzeria or street food or a touristy restaurant. Otherwise, you could go and have an aperitivo with a little snack that comes with it, which will tide you over until dinner time.
For more tips about eating out in Italy, watch these videos next.
Ciao for now!
A presto!